Inside the famous Oval Office at the White House, an important meeting was taking place. This room has been the center of many historic decisions made by presidents throughout American history. On this day, President Donald Trump was surrounded by a group of dedicated leaders from Alabama and his administration. They were all there for a special reason. The president was about to make an announcement that would impact America's future in space and national security. The mood in the room was full of anticipation as everyone waited for the president to speak. The Oval Office is a symbol of American leadership. President Trump sat at his desk, with senators, representatives, and key officials standing behind him, showing a united front. This wasn't just another policy update, it was a moment years in the making. The people gathered had worked very hard, lobbying and making their case. Their presence highlighted the collaborative effort that led to this significant moment, a decision aimed at strengthening the nation's defenses for generations to come. The announcement was set to correct a decision the president felt was a mistake by the previous administration. He said his original plan to place the United States Space Command headquarters had been changed for political reasons. Now, he was ready to set things right and put the headquarters where the studies and experts said it should be. This decision was about ensuring America's assets in space were protected by the best people, in the best location, with the best resources. Before diving into the main topic, the president acknowledged the people in the room, thanking them for their persistence and dedication. He even shared a personal moment with Senator Katie Britt, offering his condolences for the recent passing of her grandmother, setting a human tone for this historic announcement. The moment everyone was waiting for finally arrived. President Trump officially announced the permanent headquarters for the United States Space Command would be located in Huntsville, Alabama. This was a huge victory for Alabama, and for everyone who had fought for this decision. The president stated clearly this was not a temporary placement, but a permanent one intended to last for hundreds of years. This move was a key part of his vision to keep America the #1 power in space. Ahead of competitors like China and Russia, it was a promise made and a promise kept. The United States Space Command is a critical part of the nation's military, with a mission to protect America's interests in space, including satellites, GPS and communication services, and detecting potential threats to the homeland from above. By creating the Space Force in his first term, President Trump had already shown how important this domain was. Placing the command headquarters in Huntsville was the next logical step to solidify the new branch. The decision was presented as based on strategy and logic, not politics. This announcement reversed a prior Biden administration decision that would have placed the headquarters in Colorado. President Trump said the original selection had identified Huntsville as the top choice. He felt moving it elsewhere was a wrongful obstruction, putting politics ahead of national security. He also cited concerns with Colorado's mail-in voting system, saying it factored into restoring the headquarters to Alabama. By making this change, he was ensuring the command would be in a place committed to fair practices and security. The impact of this decision is expected to be enormous. President Trump highlighted it would bring billions of dollars in investment to Alabama, create over 30,000 jobs, providing a massive economic boost to the region. But he emphasized the most important benefit was not the money nor the jobs. The primary goal was to help America defend and dominate the high frontier. This strategic move would ensure the men and women of Space Command have what they need to succeed, protecting the nation from threats originating in space. Another compelling reason for the move was the significant cost savings for American taxpayers. Senator Tommy Tuberville pointed out that placing the headquarters in Huntsville would save an estimated $480 million. Much of the necessary infrastructure and secure facilities already exist at Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, instead of spending a vast amount of money to build everything from scratch somewhere else. The government could use the existing plans and facilities. This fiscally responsible approach means more resources can be directed toward the actual mission of Space Command, rather than construction costs. Creating jobs and boosting the American economy was also a major factor in the decision. President Trump proudly stated the move would result in tens of thousands of new jobs for Alabamians and generate billions of dollars in economic investment. This would benefit the local community in Huntsville and have a positive ripple effect across the entire state. For the president, this was another example of his America First policy in action, bringing important federal operations and jobs back to American soil, helping build a stronger and more prosperous nation for everyone. Finally, the decision was based on extensive and objective analysis. House Armed Services Committee Chair Mike Rogers explained that Huntsville had won not one, but two nationwide competitions to determine the best location. Even after the criteria were changed to address complaints from other states, Huntsville still came out on top. Independent reviews by the Department of Defense Inspector General and the Government Accountability Office also concluded that Huntsville was the right choice. By honoring these findings, President Trump was making a decision based on merit and on what was best for the warfighter. The announcement in the Oval Office was a celebration of teamwork, with many key figures present to show their support. Standing with the president were Alabama's two senators, Katie Britt and Tommy Tuberville, both tireless advocates for bringing Space Command to their state. President Trump joked that Senator Britt had called him so many times that he almost didn't want to answer the phone anymore. Their persistence paid off, proving that dedicated leaders fighting for their constituents can achieve great things. Also in attendance were several members of the House of Representatives from Alabama, including Mike Rogers, Barry Moore, Robert Aderholt, Gary Palmer, and Dale Strong. As the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Mike Rogers played a particularly important role. He spoke about how the decision was based on a fair and thorough competition, which Huntsville won twice. These representatives had worked together across different committees to ensure that Congress understood why Huntsville was the best strategic choice. Their unified voice was crucial in keeping the issue at the forefront of discussions in Washington, D.C. Key members of the president's administration were also there to endorse the decision. This included Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Air Force Secretary Troy Mink. Secretary Hegseth praised the president for making the right choice at the right time, restoring the headquarters to where independent assessments said it should be. He emphasized that whoever controls the skies controls the future of warfare, and this move would ensure America stays leaps and bounds ahead. Their expert opinions gave significant weight to the decision, confirming that it was based on sound military strategy. The collective message from everyone in the room was clear. This decision was about putting national security and the American warfighter first.
The goal was to move past the politics that had previously clouded the issue and focus on what was truly best for the country's safety.
Each person who spoke echoed this sentiment, framing the move to Huntsville as a victory for America's military readiness and a powerful united front for keeping America safe and strong. Huntsville, Alabama is not just any city. It is a place deeply connected to America's history in space and defense. It's often called the Rocket City for a good reason. Huntsville is home to NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, where the powerful Saturn V rocket that took astronauts to the moon was developed. The city also hosts the United States Army's Redstone Arsenal, a massive military installation that is a hub for missile defense and aviation technology. This rich history and existing infrastructure make Huntsville a natural fit for the headquarters of United States Space Command, creating a powerful synergy between different government agencies. The resources available in Huntsville are unmatched. The city already has a secure 40,000-person facility at Redstone Arsenal, ready to accommodate Space Command. This means the command can be up and running much faster and more securely than if it had to build from the ground up in a new location. Furthermore, Huntsville is a hub for some of the nation's top defense and aerospace companies, including Blue Origin and SpaceX. The presence of these industry leaders, along with a highly skilled workforce of engineers and scientists, creates a perfect ecosystem for innovation and collaboration in space technology. The local population in Huntsville is known for its strong work ethic and patriotic spirit, which President Trump highlighted as another reason for his choice. He praised the people of Alabama, saying he knew they would be proud to host Space Command and would work hard to support its mission. This welcoming and supportive environment is crucial for the families of military personnel who will be relocating there, ensuring they have a great place to live while they carry out their important work for the nation. A comprehensive evaluation looked at 21 different categories to determine the best place for national security, and all indicators pointed back to Huntsville. From its existing infrastructure, skilled workforce, cost-effectiveness, and supportive community, the city checked all the boxes. As Representative Dale Strong put it, Huntsville has the right people in the right place at the right time. The decision to move Space Command there was not just a good choice, it was the most logical and strategic choice for America's future in space, by securing the ultimate high ground and strengthening the economy, and ensuring safety on the streets. The president aimed to build a brighter and more secure future for all Americans, ensuring that the nation would remain a beacon of strength and prosperity for generations to come. With Space Command now permanently headquartered in Huntsville, America is positioned to maintain its dominance in space. This announcement marked not just a victory for Alabama, but a strategic investment in America's future security and prosperity.